Do subscribe to Ekeeda channel and press bell icon to get updates about latest engineering, HSC and IIT JEE main and advanced videos.
Hello students, today we are studying chapter Morphology of Flowering Plants. In that we are studying topic Modifications of Adventitious or Fibrous root system. Adventitious or fibrous root system. In our childhood we all have seen a rice plant. The roots of the rice plants are fibrous. Means you cannot count the number of roots, or you can say root hairs, present in rice plants, whereas in other plants like mango you can count the primary root, the secondary root, the tertiary root. Fibrous roots or adventitious roots are great in number and they help the plant to absorb water, minerals. Why plants have modified themselves into adventitious roots or fibrous roots? There are three main reasons. One is for food storage, second is for mechanical support, and third is for special functions. When I say food storage, we all have seen sweet potato, which is called as tuberous roots, or the dahlia plant, which is called as fasciculated tuberous roots. Sweet potato has basically modified itself, or it has become swollen just to store food in itself. It is a form of modified adventitious or fibrous root. Similarly, in dahlia plant, clusters of roots have come together and they have modified themselves just to store food. Apart from that, certain times adventitious roots modify themselves for mechanical support. Example, we all have seen money plant. Whenever money plant has to grow on the walls or on the ceilings, it develops an axillary bud, or you can say a climbing like support. That is a modification of adventitious buds. We all have seen sugarcane plant. While growing a sugarcane plant which is thin and tall, in its stem base it develops adventitious roots and fibrous roots, and these adventitious roots or fibrous roots basically catch up the soil. In a native place we all have seen banyan tree, especially if you visit temples. The aerial roots hanging from the banyan tree go to the soil and catch hold of the soil. This helps to protect or allow the big periphery banyan tree for a longer period of time. That is a modification of adventitious roots, which is called as stilt roots. Apart from mechanical support and food storage, certain times adventitious roots modify for special functions. One is epiphytic roots and second is haustoria roots. A cuscuta plant, which is a parasitic plant, basically feeds on another plant. It sucks into the roots of another plants and absorbs nutrients and moisture from that plants. Certain epiphytic plants like orchids, they grow on the aerial branches of plants which are properly growing, and from their roots they absorb nutrient and water. They don't do any work from themselves. In fact, plants in special modification absorb nutrients, water, minerals from another plant. They take due advantage from another plant, whether it is the epiphytic root or the haustoria or parasitic roots of cuscuta plant. Adventitious roots or fibrous roots, the roots which are large in number and which cannot be counted, basically do modification for many reasons. One of them is for food storage. Example, in sweet potato, the roots have modified or become tuberous for food storage. Another example is the dahlia leaf. In that, the roots have formed into clusters, or you can say they have come into groups and form fibrous roots just for food storage purpose. Inside sweet potato, the food storage basically starch, and both of them are nothing but modifications of roots to store food. The other modifications of adventitious or fibrous roots are special modifications. When I say special modification, it means the plant didn't require to modify it, but for better adaptation, for better survival tactics, the plant have adapted. The two special modifications are, one is of cuscuta root and the other one is of orchids. In cuscuta, the plant basically penetrate inside the root of another plant and derive their nutrition from host. Indirectly, it takes food and water from another plant without doing its own process of photosynthesis or without absorbing nutrition from soil for itself. Similarly, in certain orchids, we all have seen mango plant, and sometimes on mango plants, especially the branches of the mango, there are certain plants which are leafy and they grow on the branches of that mango plant. These are nothing but orchids or epiphytic roots. Now orchids basically they grow horizontally on the tree surfaces, and while growing horizontally on the tree surfaces they absorb nutrition, water, fruit from the branches of that tree. It could be mango tree or any such big tree. They themselves do not take part in any process of photosynthesis, neither do they absorb water. So basically epiphytic roots, their roots are basically aerial or hanging and their roots never touch the soil. During special modification, basically the plants will not do any work itself and it will take nutrients from another plant. Now certain times fibrous roots or adventitious roots modify for mechanical support or just to stand still. It could be sugarcane, it could be your money plant, banyan tree, anything. Students, in this part of the chapter, we have studied about modifications of adventitious roots, or you can say fibrous roots. There were three different modifications: mechanical, special functions, as well as for food storage. I hope you all are clear with this concept. Thank you.